Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm for the millionth time, I don't know how to intro things, so I'm just gonna start off by this. It's 12:54 p.m. right now, except we actually have no fucking clue what time it is when you're watching this. It's most definitely not that time, even if you're somehow watching my camera right now, but you're fucking 3 states away from me, you're in a different time zone. The topic of today's time, because it's really confusing and I don't have time to sit here and intro, I'm just gonna get right into it, because how can time even begin to exist, right? Let me read you the definition of time. It's the indefinite continued progress of existence and events in the past, present, and future regarded as a whole. So basically, the definition is saying time is just everything that ever exists and ever will exist at all together in one word. But there's so many different ways to use the word. Also, how the fuck did we figure that out? Like, is that a crazy question? Think of having absolutely no concept of time, right? And then trying to figure that out. Who figured it out? Who was the first person to invent time? Just like how fucking, what was his name? Isaac Newton or whatever the fuck. Whoever had the apple fall on their big ass noggin and then said, hey, wait a minute, gravity's a thing. What was the epiphany for whoever found out time is a thing? Like, were the cave people just like, ooh, ooga booga time, 1, 2, 3. But then we get to numbers, because we measure time in numbers, and numbers is a man-made construct. So numbers had to come before time, unless time came before numbers, and then people were like, we need a way to measure this. But that's not why numbers were invented. They were invented so you could sell things and get paid for doing that. So did time just not exist until then? It had to exist before then, because they were counting days. How do you even know what a day is? Just because you see the sun come up and go down, that just means it's a day? What if a day cycle is 3 rotations? We literally just making this shit up. We're like, I'm gonna be sitting here and spiraling about 10 different things if I don't organize this. So I have like 6-7 questions that I'm just gonna go over one by one so I can organize my spiraling and it's not all over the place. And my first question is BCE, because we're in AD now, right? Time was going down before that. What did it start at? What number did? Because we think 2024 years is a long time. What about fucking hundreds of centuries that existed before that was counting down into 0? How did they? I'm gonna just move on, bruh, because this is. No, but like, when did that start when the earth was made? Was it counting down before the earth was made? Who was determining that? Was God determining that? If nothing existed, why did time need to exist? But what if other things did exist? Then that's a whole different conversation that I'm not even. The next question is, how do living things perceive time differently? I would think time is like a set definite thing, and like, you know, like my dog, I don't have a dog, but if I did have a dog, I would imagine it would experience time the same way I experience time, but it doesn't. It experiences it slower, and cats experience it faster, and every fucking animal experiences it differently, which makes no sense when you try to explain it. Yeah, of course it makes sense, like, oh, when a squirrel is running on a fence and it looks like they're dashing at 2.5 billion fucking miles per second, to them it's taking a very long time. Yeah, that makes sense when you say it, but when you think about it, why? How? Do animals even know what time is? I can't even spiral about it, because what do I say after that? Because how? Why? That's the how the like, when you see like a fucking bug or insect or something, it seems like they're dashing mad quickly, but to them they're flying like this. We see it like this, but they're flying like this because we perceive time differently. In their eyes, it's taking a different amount of time, and I also look like I'm moving slower, which is why it's easy for them to dodge. But how? Is there like a certain part of our brain that perceives time, and does that mean there's some humans that could perceive time differently? Like, can we get some experiments on this? They're arresting me for thinking too much. This is why you can't be fucking free in America, bro. Oh my god. Why do time zones even exist? I understand, like, okay, if we're gonna pretend that the day and the nighttime is the definite cycle that we follow, okay, whatever. Because you can argue, oh, it's the amount of light that you get. So why the fuck does the time not change when it's seasons, right? When it's winter time, why does the time not go faster? Because it gets dark so early, but that doesn't make the time speed up. When it's summer, why doesn't the time slow slow down. Like, it's clearly not the fucking light. So why the fuck do we even need different time zones? That's just confusing. Like, why does one country, America, have 4 separate time zones? That's actually the stupidest fucking thing I can think of. Like, when I'm texting one of my friends from California and it's like 10 o'clock for me, and it's only fucking 7 o'clock for them, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Everything about time is confusing. Because I'm going back on how the fuck did we even figure this shit out, bro. Like, I'm genuinely confused. Who told us that we have time? What came first, the numbers or time? That's like the real chicken or egg question. Because actually, what the fuck came first? Because like, we measure time with numbers, but what if there was a measurement that we used that wasn't numbers before? Then why would we switch over to doing numbers after? Like, we have to have numbers first, because how do you keep track of anything without numbers? So we're humans just like existing, and just it gets light and dark, and that's all they know. They don't know time. Like, but even animals understand time, because they know timing on when to hunt and prey, and they like, is it just instinct for living things to just understand time? But you don't come out the womb understanding time. Do you? I don't fucking know. But that doesn't help me figure out how did we figure this out. There had to be a point where there was an epiphany where some guy was just like, Eureka! Time! Wow! What would they think? What could they possibly be thinking of? Okay, let's say numbers came first, right? Were they just thinking of the sun going over and over and over again? And they're like, okay, well, this happened one time, let's call it a day. Now let's measure everything, but there's no seconds still. How do you, I understand you come up with a day, right? You see the sun come up and then come down. Okay, that's one day. Every time it happens, that's another day. But then how do you come up with the concept of measuring all the time in between that? How do you, like, do they just instinctively know how long a second is? Did they make it up? Did they bullshit? Because we have milliseconds too, and then there's probably fucking billiseconds. And now I'm going into science fiction, because stopping time as a power, does that even conceptually make sense? Does that just turn you into like a dog or something that sees time slower? Like, how does time stopping work? Like, can you freeze time? If you're still moving through space, then time is clearly not frozen, because if you froze time, then nothing would be able to be happening. You wouldn't be able to move. The only way I can see is if you like transform your perception of time to be like the fucking fly or something. But that's only your perception. Everybody else sees what you're doing. It's just really fucking fast to them. So would I just inherently give you super speed? But you wouldn't know you had super speed. And this is really fucking confusing. I hope y'all are following me. I'm literally just making myself more confused, trying to figure this shit out. Who decides this shit? I understand there's like satellites and shit, and like it's based off like the Earth's rotation around the sun. We didn't know that shit back then. There were no astronauts back then. We just came up with this shit, and then we went to space and was like, yeah, it seems about right. Like, it's actually getting me mad now. I need it. Like, it's been 13 minutes and I've come to a total of 0 answers. And when did time start? I don't fucking know. Why do animals perceive it differently? I don't fucking know. Why do we have time zones? For the shits and the fucking giggles, that's my best guess. I guess you could call that an answer, right? Did we just make up time? I don't know, because clearly the fucking evidence up in space, fucking, what the fuck is the word? Correlates, proves, I don't know, whatever they found up in the fucking outer spaceness fucking goes along with what they decided back 2 billion jillion fucking years ago. And also animals have some sort of concept of time, so it can't be made up. But how the fuck did we realize it? I couldn't fucking tell you. Would it be possible to stop it as a superpower? No, the fuck it wouldn't, because superpowers aren't fucking real. But even if it was, you can't stop time. If time is the indefinite existence of everything ever, then how the fuck would you ever be able to even think about stopping it? What number did the year start at before we started counting down to, like, we talk about the dinosaurs being alive fucking 365 million years ago? Did the earth just form at 365 million BCE and so then went all the way down to 0 and then started like, I'm just confused, bro. The word time has so many different contexts. You say you don't have the time for this. You literally fucking have time to do anything, because time is all of existence ever. But then, like, how do they even get translated into the... I'm frying my brain right now. The main thing I want you to take away from this video is that time makes no fucking sense. And we just sit here and accept it. But when you really sit and actually think about it, how? Why? What? Who? Where? Fuck this. But before I go, I just want to say thanks for the support, guys. I appreciate it. And I'm almost at 200 subscribers. I just yap at my camera about shit, but y'all like it, so yay. This seems like the most ingenuine thank you ever, but it's not ingenuine. I really mean it. I don't know what to say now, so I guess I'll just awkwardly stare at you until you click away. Why are you still here? Am I too far away? Is it not uncomfortable enough? Do I need to get closer? Because you're still here. I don't know why you're still here. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Fuck, I blinked. Fuck. Okay. Bye.